Hi everybody, Troy Anderson here from kettlebellfatlosstraining.com today. I want to share with you a couple of the programming workarounds in regards to one of the main lifts in the Kettlebell Meltdown program. That main lift, and it's really foundational kettlebell lift in general, is the deadlift. We've had some people that have used the program that are pretty strong, relatively speaking, in regards to loading with the kettlebell, and it might not have all that many kettlebells, so they're wondering how to use the kettlebell as the deadlift version of the program and still get a real good training effect. So I'm going to give you 4 workarounds today on how to make that happen. Kind of the 4 progression steps and looking at a couple different possible situations. So let's take a look at the possible kind of workarounds if you just have one kettlebell. So ideally you will attempt to go ahead and do 2 hands deadlift, and if that's too light, then so be it. But 2 hands deadlift, simply, regular good position, and up, and up. So let's say that's too light for you, but you've only got one kettlebell. You really like to use the program and like to use the deadlifting protocol. You don't want to have to flip flop around. So let's say you take that kettlebell and let's move into a single leg deadlift. So all we're going to do is move our foot close to the edge, right next to the kettlebell. We're going to reach back with a single leg. Touch down, you want to keep nice and stable. Again, I'll show you the opposite side. There we go. Single leg deadlift in and of itself is an excellent movement. So that's the progression. You're kind of limited if you only have one kettlebell. So obviously the potential workaround next is if you only had one, that was too easy for you, you might need to look into getting a little bit heavier kettlebell. Those are kind of your 3. So if you can't do 2-hand deadlift, doesn't provide enough work and stimulus for you, go to the single leg, single arm, or single kettlebell deadlift. If that's not enough, you might need to look at getting a larger kettlebell. Let's say you have a pair of kettlebells. So you've tried out the 2 hands, 1 kettlebell deadlift. The next kind of logical progression from a loading parameter is to go to 2 kettlebells, regular deadlift. So we just set ourselves up in a wide enough stance so we can clear both kettlebells in between. Just reach back. Okay. In this instance, and most people aren't probably going to have this heavy kettlebells, I've got 2 62-pound kettlebells, or so approximately 125 pounds. That load itself is probably really not all that challenging even to a relatively strong female lifter. So that potentially could be a solution, but it might not be. Your next progression step would be go to that single leg, single kettlebell deadlift that we just showed earlier. And then, if that's too much and you still have a pair, you're going to go into the single leg double kettlebell deadlift. So here, pushing back, and up. So those are your progressions. If you've only got 1 kettlebell, try the 2 hands. If it's too light, not enough load for you, fair enough. Then you move into the single leg, single kettlebell deadlift. That's your progressions. Obviously the other option after that is to get a heavier kettlebell. You've got a pair of kettlebells. You try the 2 hands, 1 kettlebell deadlift. Not good enough. You go to your double. Still not good enough. You go to single leg, single kettlebell. Still not good enough. You go to double kettlebell, single leg. So those are your progressions. Hopefully this clears some things up. It's kind of helpful, especially for those of you using the Meltdown program, but also some really great variants on how doing a simple single lift can be varied so many different ways with just a kettlebell. You're kind of not fencing yourself into a box with using kettlebells in that regard. So if you like this kind of workout, you like kind of the video and the information, you need to swing over by our interactive website called kbfatloss.ning.com. That's where we store all these videos. We talk about programming, we put up audio interviews and stuff like that. We'd love to see you over there, and please come over and make a free membership. We'd love to have you over there interacting. This is Troy Anderson signing off from kettlebellfatlosstraining.com and kbfatloss.ning.com. Have a great day.